Hey, everybody. I haven't seen that go live in a long time, in months. So, this is Leslie George, your diversity diva. How's everybody feeling? Well, just wanted to go live real quickly because I'm going to start going live a lot more in the group. But the reason why I wanted to go live today is because on Clubhouse, I have a club and we talk about Wild Woman Wednesday. So, I just want to go over kind of what we talked about for Wild Woman Wednesday. Um, So today for Wild Woman Wednesday, there were four women that I chose for us to talk about today. So the first one I'm going to read to you guys. I'm going to read all of them, so just bear with me. So we have a lady by the name of Sybil Lungington. She was the female Paul Revere. So on the night of April 23rd, 1777, 16-year-old Sybil Lungington rode nearly 40 miles to warn some 400 militant men that the British troops were coming. Much like the ride of Paul Revere, Longdon's message helped Patriot leaders prepare for battle. But Longdon was less than half Paul Revere's age and rode more than twice as far to carry her warning. She was the daughter of a militant leader, Colonel Henry Longdon, and Sybil leaped into action on that fateful day in 1777 when a rider came to her home in Dutchess County, New York, to warn them about the British attack on nearby Danbury, Connecticut. With Colonel Longdon's men on leave, which was her dad, and the messenger was too tired to continue, Sybil, who rode through the night, gathered almost the whole regiment by daybreak. While Paul Revere's ride was immortalized by Henry Wadsworth, Longdon's tribute have been on somewhat smaller scale. She was honored with a postal stamp in 1975, and it is said that Longdon even received the appreciation of a grateful general when George Washington himself came to her home to say thank you. So the other woman that I'm going to talk about, her name is Claudette Colvin. She was a teenage civil rights activist. She was too tired to give up her seat on the bus as she was coming home from high school on March 2nd, 1955. Claudette Colvin refused to move for a white passenger, which was 9 months before Rosa Parks. Later, she said that she felt inspired by the memories of earlier pioneers to stand or sit her ground. As as she was told, as she was reported in Newsweek, I felt like Sojourner Truth was pushing down on one shoulder and Harriet Tubman was pushing on the other, saying, "Sit down, girl." I was glued to my seat. The 15-year-old Colvin was arrested for violating Montgomery, Alabama's segregation laws, and her family feared for the safety. As news of the incident spread, Colvin pled not guilty and was given probation. While Colvin wasn't selected by the NAACP to challenge segregation laws in the South due to her age, she later became one of the four plaintiffs in the Browder versus Gale, which that ruling is the Montgomery segregated bus system was unconstitutional. Right, so here were two women that I had never heard about in history, and did some research today to find these women. So the last two people I'm going to touch on is Marshall B. Johnson and Sylvia Ray Rivera. They were very active in the LGBTQ um, because they dared to be themselves. So, as LGBTQ activists and drag queens prominent in New York City, during Greenwich Village in the 1960s, Marshall P. Johnson and Sylvia Ray Rivera were instrumental members in the gay rights movement. Johnson is said to have resisted arrest and thrown the first battle, or brick or stone, at police during the 1969 Stonewall riots, which sparks the national LGBT movement. Rivera, a civil rights activist, feminist, and pacifist, founded the Gay Liberation Front and Gay Activist Alliance, and was also a participant in the Stonewall riots, right? So these were some amazing women in history. And so the question that I have for anyone that's watching, if you're watching now, I am streaming through StreamYard, and like I said, I haven't been live in well over a year. So a lot of my banners, I need to get those changed. But I said, that's not going to stop me tonight. I'm going to go ahead and go live because I wanted to start on Wednesdays. I want to start challenging us to think of when we hear the word wild, what do we think of? Do we think of just something that's unruly? Or as women, do we see ourselves as wild women that can make some amazing dents in history? So the question is, what do these women have in common? What do they have in common? They they're not of the same race. They're not of the same age. They're not even from the same community because we had someone that was from the LGBTQ community, right? But when I ask you this question of Sybil, of Claudette, of Marcia, and of Sylvia, what did they have in common? You know what they had in common? They were women who were willing to intentionally live their lives determined to stand for what they believed in. And so, because of that, they are women that are in history. So, I'm going to leave you with this quote by Susie Kessman. I rather, I would rather die fighting for what is right than live passively amidst all that is wrong, right? So when you think of Wow Woman Wednesday, what I want you to think of, and every Wednesday I come up with a different acronym, or I may stay on the same train from the week before. But this week today, we have so many different names for Wednesday. We have, Hump Day, and oh my God, I can't wait to get to Friday. But what are we doing? We are rushing our lives. We're not enjoying the moment. We're not living intentionally. But these women that I talked about today, these women were willing, the W, to intentionally, the I, live their lives, the L, determined to stand for what they believe in. So I'm going to leave you all tonight with what are you determined to stand in? What is it that you stand for? Um, you know, I believe that every single one of us, we come here for a purpose, whatever that purpose may be. Everybody's purpose is different, right? But whatever that purpose is, we all come here for a purpose. So, what is your purpose? What is it you want? So I want you to start pondering on that. I'm not sure if I'm going to go live any other days besides Wednesdays. I may pop in. But I know definitely I'll be here on Wednesdays because why? I believe that my mission is to help empower and inspire women to do what? To realize that their diversity is their essence. How does that show up? That shows up in business and in life. Why? Because of your essence, that will help you make more money, right? Why is money important? Because now that's going to help you with a different lifestyle. But I am here to inspire and empower women. I don't care what language you speak, what country you come from, how you worship, who you love. I'm here to empower and inspire women. And and I love wild women, Wild Women Wednesday. So with that, everyone, I hope that you have an amazing evening wherever you're watching me from wherever in the world. It could be morning, it could be afternoon, and I'm here on the East Coast in the United States, so it is evening. So wherever you are tuning in from and you are watching me, I pray that you have an amazing day, and I will be back here next Wednesday for Wild Woman Wednesday. All right, everyone. Leslie, I'm out. Take care. Bye bye.